Hello and welcome back to Captain of Industry. So we left last time. We've got our nuclear power up and running. That is going fantastically. These are all spinning up as they need to. They're producing lots of water. It's going into this system. It's all getting churned around. This is staying full, which is exactly what we want to see. And this is full of fuel as well. So everything is happy. We're currently full of steam high. I don't think that's going to be a problem, because surely if it can't produce any more steam, it just won't produce any more steam. Is that a problem for it? I don't think so. I don't think so. Anyway, we also tried to get a contract up and running. I'm going to pause the game briefly. We tried to get a contract up and running and failed miserably. We also tried to do a bit of terraforming and fill this in with dirt and failed miserably. But, however, I have solved both of the problems. First of all, I was talking about the fact that this is going to be holding 1,000 vehicle 2 parts. We don't want that, so we're going to get rid of that. There's a simple fix to that did not occur to me previously. Which is, just don't put a big one in there. Let's just put a small unit module in there. It won't hold anywhere near as much. Everyone's happy. So that will now only hold 250. So let's just wait for that to get built. Excellent. 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 So this will hold 250. I was getting very confused about this before. 187216. Now I thought that was saying it had vehicle parts in stock. That is not what it means. Oh, no, 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 no. I suspect that's maybe what this can hold. No, I don't know what the difference between those two numbers is. It's weird and it confuses me. But the problem we had was we told this to import as many vehicle parts as possible, and I thought trucks were doing it. However, if we come over to our vehicle parts Mark II, trucks can't export from here. That fixes that problem. So that contract will now start working, and I believe we are prioritizing that one over that one. Yes. Excellent. So that's problem number 1 solved. The other problem was trucks were dumping stuff in here. They were dumping rock and slag in here that I did not want. I can see we need to dig that out. I think I already told it to do that. Yes, I did. So we can fix that, but to fix that we need to first of all change what our flattenator crew is doing. And actually they look like they have nothing to do because they've finished all of this stuff, which is fantastic. We're going to edit the area. We're going to say rectangle. We're going to say come over here and do this again. Just dig out those few bits that we were stupid enough to leave behind previously. I thought we put a ramp. Oh, the ramp's just there. Yeah, so that's absolutely fine. So they're going to go and do that. There may just be a little tiny fraction of rock there. We'll see when we fill it all in. So they've gone over here and they have flattened lots of stuff here. Do we want to continue flattening all of this? Probably. We may as well get that in a nice straight line, right? So let's do that. We are then going to have to dig all of this up to an extra level, or down an extra level I should say, but that's fine. So the thing I was missing when I told them to dump dirt up here, and I was getting confused why trucks were dumping other things there, up in the vehicle menu, what can be dumped by trucks? They can do dirt, they can do rock, they can do slag, they can do waste. If we just tell them not to do that, that solves that problem. Now, is there anything else we can do with slag? We know what we're going to do with dirt. We're just going to dump it on the ground. I thought we were producing a bunch of slag up here. What produces slag? I don't know. Let's find someone with slag. Where's our slag box? This one. Can we do anything else with slag? See, if we can stop them dumping it, can we do anything with it? No, we can turn it into slag crushed. That's fine then. That's fine. We'll just keep dumping it into the ocean. Happy with that. So we are going to look at everything and we're going to say we don't have a lot of dirt there. 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 So we're going to come up here. We're going to say no longer dump dirt. As a global rule, you are no longer going to dump any dirt. Wonderful. You would just dump the rock, the slag, and any waste you happen to pick up. Whew, problem solved. Well, problem solved for now. So we come over here. This should be... Oh, it's got more vehicle parts incoming. We can see the ship is now loading up with vehicle parts Mark II. When that's got enough vehicle parts, it will send them off. Oh, isn't that lovely? At which point, we will have 2 lots of oil coming in. which is wonderful. Which means we can expand this. I don't know if this will be enough to run 4. I might try pausing this and we'll just see how we go. If we run 4 with both of them running to start with, at least we know that this is going to be able to keep up with demand. Now I'm pretty sure I did all the pipes correctly. Yes, that is a Mark III, that is a Mark III, that is a Mark III. We did Mark IIIs all the way down to the storage here, at which point it goes down to a Mark II. And we are going to need to push 240 oil down here. So this pipe is going to have to be upgraded. And then this pipe is going to have to be upgraded. This will be fine because at this point it's 180, so a Mark II is fine. That goes all the way down to there. Did I upgrade the wrong one? I upgraded the wrong one. Well, that's not a massive problem. It's not ideal, but it's not a massive problem. Let's upgrade this one instead. That's the one I wanted to do. And then at this point, we are carrying 120 for these two, so this one needs to be upgraded. And then this one will be fine with a 60 because you're only feeding 60 into there. Wonderful. We then need to build all of these, of course. Just thinking if there's a way I could stop them from working in the short term. I suppose if I take out... We've probably got enough workers, haven't we? The flattenator has already finished that bit, which is wonderful. Except you haven't done that bit. Why haven't you done that bit? Because I didn't tell you to go down a level, that's why. That's why. So if you can just do that as well, it looks like that might all be needed. And that one, that should be fine. I might just get them to do that bit as well because it worries me slightly. And then everything else should be looking pretty tidy. I might just get them to do that bit as well. That looks like it's just under the level, so that should be okay. There is a little tiny fraction there, I noticed. Let's get rid of that. And then they will also have to come over here and do all of this bit as well. They're going to need that bit. Okay, so let's get all of this marked in, ready to go. And then over here. And then the last bit. There. So then they can do that bit as well. And then we will get them digging out the rest of this and then taking out a level of this so that we can flatten all of that. Wonderful. Cool, 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 cool. How are you doing? You have 60 vehicle parts. Oh, the ship's gone. I was like, oh, I wonder when the ship's going to go. The ship has gone, so we now have 2 lots of oil on the way. So let's come down here. I don't need to delete them. I can just pause them. Pause that one. Pause that one for them. So it's going to pause the steam coming in. And then we want to build this and this. We're going to want to build all of this down here. We're going to want to build all of these and any pipes associated with them. The same over here. Build all of that. That looks like that should be everything there. Then we are going to need to double up our heavy oil. That looks like that should all be piped up okay. And the same over here. We're going to want that one as well. Are we going to need another sour water stripper? Are we going to need another sour water stripper? Because this produces... Where is it? This one? Where do we do sour water? Where does that come from? There we go, 18. So 36, 36. So yes, we are going to need another sour water stripper as well. So that'll be that one. And we're going to need that bit and that bit. Everything else looks like it is done. And then we are going to need another 2 of these, which means we're going to need this pipe and this pipe and this pipe, and then this one, and that all looks like it is piped up as far as I can tell. That all looks okay. And then we are going to need this, and this, which looks like it should be piped up. Where's the oxygen pipe? That's that one there, so that's fine. And we're going to need this and this, which also looks like it is piped up okay. And then what about fertilizer? So we can handle 12 nitrogen at the moment. We are going to be producing at least 18. Well, that answers that question. You need 18 oxygen. You produce 36. We don't need another oxygen box. We do, however, need another one of these. And that looks like it's got all its associated pipes. In terms of chlorine... No, you don't use chlorine, you produce chlorine for that one. So that should also be fine. You use the... What do you use for that? Or just seawater. Or brine, I should say. So that should be fine as well. And then you are producing, let's say, 90 fertilizer 1. You use 60, so we're going to need another one of these as well. And there will probably be some pipes in the middle that we need to upgrade or something, but let's not worry about that. In the meantime, the ship has come back, and it is almost emptied out its entire load of oil already. So that oil should be coming down here. It should now be prioritized over there, so we shouldn't really see this one flowing. It should all be coming from here. That's amazing. So let's immediately come down here and unpause those pipes, and we should see we now have double the oil production, or oil processing, I should say. Oh, now the only thing that's going to hold us up is if we fill up with diesel. That's the only thing that's going to hold us up. We should probably make the diesel a priority there, should we? Because it is only using excess diesel, isn't it? Oh, the flattenator has finished doing that as well. Excellent. We need to come over here. Grab the flattenator tower, edit the area, and we're just going to move you over there for now. And then we're just going to get rid of that and that so it doesn't confuse us later on. And that is a lower level. Excellent. Which means we can now start dumping dirt there. So if we come over to here and we build you, you can only dump dirt. Your area is already set to that. So if we say dumping designation, level 30, and we'll just do this bit for now, because otherwise they're not going to be able to get out. They need to come over here to come up that ramp up there. And let's see if only dirt is dumped there. I don't think I need to assign any trucks to that. I think the way it works now is any trucks which have something which... Oh my word, there's a lot of haul trucks just sat there. They all went over there for diesel. You are all trying to get to there and telling me you cannot get there. In what possible world can you not get there? Because you can't get up this ramp for some reason. Oh. Okay. Mining designation. If we do that, and very quickly move the flattenator team over there. And here we can see trucks come in to dump dirt down here. And the entire team is going to come over to just hammer this tiny little nubbin that's sticking out there that's preventing haul trucks from coming up here, which is obviously a problem for us. Let's just watch this momentarily, because it should only take a few seconds, really. All your trucks have disappeared. Iron control tower has nothing to mine. Well, that's a bit more interesting. So let's come over here. We can definitely tell them to get rid of all of that, because there's still stuff for you to mine over there. Right now within your area, there's not a lot else. There's that bit, but you're not going to be able to get up there. So let's just do that. Get rid of that, and also come up to there and get rid of that. And then we will have to go down another level to get rid of extra little bits that are left behind as well. But let's leave them doing that for a moment. I can't believe they're not finished yet. Genuinely cannot believe they're not finished yet. A lot of them are sat around like there's nothing to do. I feel like they must have tiny bits. No. Okay. Can I get a haul truck, please? Nope. I immediately closed what I wanted. Can I get a haul truck, please? You can now get up there. Excellent. So that has solved that problem. We are, yeah, we're starting to fill this in with dirt. That's looking great. But we do also have rock that appears to have been dumped there. How did that get there? You've got yourself stuck because you're an idiot. Let's just watch trucks for a moment. Yep, you've got yourself stuck as well. Fine. So most of them are coming up and dumping dirt. That does look very much like someone came and dumped. Unless there was just enough rock there for it to count as not being rock. The flattenator has finished doing what it needs to do, which is fantastic. So we can move them back to flattening or slightly digging out this area. And in the meantime, dirt. Empty trucks for the flattenator team. Dirt, dirt, dirt. Yeah, I don't know how that... Did I just miss it, perhaps? Or we've researched research lab. Does that open up more stuff for us, or do we actually have to build the research lab? It opens up more stuff for us. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do vehicle management. Let's do medical supplies. Medical supplies... 3. Well, yeah, we're not quite there. Whoa, hold on now. You have got rock. And you have come up here to dump rock. Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? You have nowhere else to dump stuff, which may be why. No, I'm a liar. You have all of that to fill in. Why are you coming up there to dump rock? Maybe we need to give them a specific place to dump rock. So maybe we need to do sort of what I mentioned before, where we make this an other dumpinator. You can do rock, slag, and waste. And I guess tell me if you can't do rock for some reason. So if we do that, and we unity that, and we then give you an area of, out of the way, of that. It needs to be slightly bigger. We give you an area of, oh, it's a lovely little heart shape I just noticed. Isn't that cute? Of that. So you already had that in mind to go up there and dump it, so I can't really stop you from doing that, unless maybe I'll just do that. But you've just done it as well. Let's get rid of you. You are coming to do it. Let's get rid of you. And I'm hoping... Our current research is too high. We can't actually research any of those things. That's fine. Do we want to research anything else in the meantime? There's a nuclear reactor Mark II. Yeah, I guess so. Why not? Ah, yes, the iron tower needs more to mine out. We need to really finish this off. We are very, very nearly there. Let's bring that up to 5. Let's get rid of all of that. There is the tiniest fraction there, but honestly, I'm not too fussed about that. And then if we come down to 7 and then go flat. That is just 1 down, isn't it? Yes. Well, we had a nice early crash there. That was unusual. Yes, so they'll probably get themselves stuck down here because they'll try digging it out before they actually do the ramp bit. Although it looks like maybe they've been clever enough about it. Maybe. We'll see. If we need to Unity recover them, we'll Unity recover them. We have a low supply of steel again. I mean, only just, and I think that's just because we've done a bunch of buildings, so we're building a bunch more construction parts, which is fine. I'm not too worried about that. We are now prioritizing steel into the mechanical parts, so even if it can't build the construction parts, wherever else steel might happen to go, which is down to vehicle parts, obviously we're still doing that as well, that shouldn't be a problem. You do not have any vehicle parts in you. We do have some on the way. Oh, the ship's already gone out again. Well, that's great. That is absolutely great to see. On the other hand, it's not going to have anywhere to go at the moment because we've hardly touched any. But that's fine. That's fine. And how are we looking over here? Some of these, oh, they weren't burning. You're not burning because you're full of that. You're not burning because you're full of light oil. You're not burning because you're full of naphtha. Are we? Nope. So is that just because the naphtha pipe is no longer big enough? We are producing 48, producing about 100 naphtha. That goes into a Mark II pipe. That goes into a Mark II pipe. That goes into a Mark II pipe, which is Mark II all the way down here. There's no reason that should be full. Why do you think you're full? You do go into a balancer, which I can't remember the reason for. Oh, it's just to make sure that the actual stuff gets out of there. So you think you're full of naphtha? But I don't know why that is. This would be running, but it's full of hydrogen. That says it hasn't got enough space for diesel. So maybe we're just not processing the naphtha fast enough. Because we're only making 100 naphtha. I'm going to double check that. Yeah, 24, 48, say it's 50, 100. We definitely have enough unpaused over here to handle that. And these are all Mark II pipes that are bringing the naphtha down, so that should all be fine. I can't see any Mark I pipes buried in there. So the naphtha comes into here, prioritizes going out here, or out here. This one goes down to here. This one goes nowhere at the moment. This one goes down here. This has got naphtha in. Definitely has enough naphtha. So if you can't do that, then you come out through that Mark I pipe. There's the problem. There's the problem. And if you can't go into those, you go through this pipe. Let's just follow this Mark II. Oh, let's get the naphtha pipe. Mark II, Mark II, Mark II. Up to this point where it takes a little feed off to go down to those. And then it's Mark II. all the way down to this balancer where it takes another feed off to go over there. So that should now be fine, assuming that is Mark II all the way into there. Yes. Okay. So that should have solved that problem. Excellent. Let's pause those just so it mirrors what we've already got. Nothing should be... well, hydrogen could be full. But diesel shouldn't be. Why do you think your diesel storage is full when you are not actually even attempting to push diesel out? Or you are, because that's the fuel gas line. So you're doing 24 diesel. And this does 24 diesel if it was working. Is that pipe going the wrong way? Nope, it's going the right way. So 60 diesel goes into this pipe. There is diesel in that pipe which comes from somewhere else. Does this just need to be upgraded? But then that doesn't look... for a Mark II pipe, that's not a lot of diesel in there. And the diesel is flowing. Well, it is flowing out of there now. It's just not getting out of there very fast because it's trying to combine with whatever's coming through here. That is currently empty though. So if that pipe is empty, why are you not flowing out? We do have a Mark II pipe for the diesel here, even though it's only making potentially 60. That's a Mark II, that's a Mark II, that's a Mark II. How much diesel are we potentially producing, I suppose, is the question. Let's say 50 there. Oh, hello console. I'm going to press that button again for no reason. 50 there. You don't do it. You are now potentially producing 36, which is 72. So that's 120, let's just say 125 for ease. Which should be fine. But then we also have another 4 times 36. So let's say 6 times 36 is 216. We're over that. Okay, so that's what the problem is. This pipe needs to be bigger. So let's say it's okay up to there. And as soon as these start joining in, it needs to be a bigger pipe. That goes into there, which then comes along to this one, which is a big old pipe and goes all the way into the storage. So that should be absolutely fine. And then the storage just tries to kick it out to other places. Cool. So that should hopefully solve that problem. Yes, it does. Hydrogen is full, but that is literally because hydrogen is full. That's not really a problem. That's just a thing that's happened. Cool. Right. We are still seeing lots of rock being dumped here. So do we have to come over here now and say you can't dump anything? Let's Unity you. Let's Unity you. I can see you as well. Let's Unity you. I see you. Unity you. Where are you? Where are you going? Okay, you're okay. You. Nope. Unity. What is... There are more areas here, aren't there? Let's just go around all our towers and find out. I think it's this one's up here as well. That one is over it, and it says you can dump anything here. Let's edit that area. Let's just pop that here. So there are still 2 things around here. Oh, there's only 1 thing now. That's what that problem was. So if we go back to the global dump, globally you can dump rock, you can dump... Do we actually need it? I don't know. Let's try it again. Okay, so we are going to have to dig out huge amounts of this again, but it's a learning process. It's a learning process, and we are learning that occasionally we're not very bright. Just occasionally. And we're going to have to dig out all of this, and we're going to have to dig out... Nope, wrong height. We're going to have to dig out all of this again, and we're going to have to dig out all of this again, and we're going to have to dig out all of this again, and we're going to have to dig out... Whoa now, where are you going? No, you're not. Because the only thing... Ah, this one. The flattenator. Which, went over that, was also told that it could dump whatever it liked up there. Okay. So that should hopefully have solved that problem. We're going to have to 29 over to there and over to there. And now I think that should be that solved. Bit frustrating, but there we go. That's how these things work. That's how these things work. How is everything looking? We are full of copper. We are full of coal. Trees are struggling to dig up enough stuff. Trucks are super, super busy, but that's because they're probably going further away to do stuff. You guys, I feel like you guys have been sat there forever. I'm just going to unity you. Because it's telling me that I'm super busy with trucks, but you're just sat there doing nothing. And that confuses me. That confuses me somewhat. Yeah, so they're starting to dump over there. We should see that from this point forward, there's no dirt dumped over here. Where are you taking that rock? Ah, okay. You're taking it over to this rock crusher. That's absolutely fine. You can do that. I don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. Okay. So you are bringing slag over. That's absolutely fine. You are bringing slag or rock over. Yes. Okay. So I think that is now okay. We should probably stop the dumping over here because it's going to confuse matters massively, isn't it? They're trying to dig stuff out and they're trying to dump it. They're going to dig it again. So let's do that. And that was for the dirt one. Yes. Okay, cool. Iron has run out of things to mine again. Oh, the tiniest little fractions left over. Mining designation. Bring it down to 8. Bring it flat. Let's get rid of that. Let's come over here. Let's dig that out. And then we're going to have to come over here and get that little bit as well. I think that'll be fine. Hopefully that'll be the last of it. There might be a little tiny bit more there. And this has to go up to here. Oh, we might want to do that bit there as well, actually. Which is a bit annoying, because that's got to go... quite far to get there. Well, let's do that as well. Let's just make sure we're happy that all of it that we care about is gone. No, it's fine. It's fine. I don't care about that. Don't care about that. We still have a low supply of steel. We actually do have a low supply of steel now. So we are using significantly more steel than we're producing. This one feeds this one as well, but that comes off of this one, which doesn't have one built at the moment. So it'd be these two we looked at getting up and running next. But let's just see how it goes. We are running out of workers a little bit, and we are also out of housing. So let's unpause that one, get that one upgraded. We might have to start doing housing level 3 if that continues to be the case. Nuclear reactor number 2 is on its way. Excellent. You're fine. You have got lots of vehicle parts. You've still actually got diesel in you, though, so you're not going to be going anywhere for a little while. You shouldn't be being used at all, which is fine. We are eating up Unity in the other oil mine, which is maybe a bit of a problem. If this fills up and we haven't touched that, I might get rid of it. Smart move is struggling to find a destination it can reach. Why is that? Is that because you have dug yourself into a stupid hole? Yep. You've all dug yourself into stupid holes. You're all going to complain a bit in a minute, but we'll worry about that in a minute. Not enough fuel to refuel a vehicle. Oh, no, there is. And our diesel's definitely going up now. No available place to dump products. There is, but what you mean to say is you've got yourself stuck. And 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 you're about to be stuck as well. As soon as you're filled, you're going to be stuck. Oh, yeah. Yep, there you go. You're stuck. Okay. So they should all be charging over from here now. We still have these guys sat doing nothing, which, again, is very confusing for me. One thing David did suggest we should look at doing is actually replacing these with Mark 3 or 4 storages, which is a great idea. This one's going to be a problem because of this recycling belt. We'll have to reroute that recycling belt somewhere. I'm hoping the lifters won't be a problem. You're just getting yourself stuck, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you just don't have a route. You're just stupid. You're just stupid. You're all stupid. Okay. Tree planter struggling to find a destination, which just means it's trying to plant on a hill because it's got nothing else to plant, which is absolutely fine because we're full of trees. We have got loads and loads of dirt, which is also fine. Yeah, it doesn't really matter which bit they start doing first. They've almost finished this little bit over here, so let's just let them do that. Dirt's going to start building up a little bit everywhere, but that's not too much of a problem. Once they have... not enough fuel to refuel a vehicle, but it's not telling me where that fuel might be. Do I need more? I don't know. Trucker struggling to find a destination it can reach. Oh, what a surprise. You've all got yourself stuck. No available place to dump products is an absolute lie. You've got wood because you just went to pick up fuel. That's fine. Okay. So you've gone off to get more. So you finally emptied out and you're now going to be lovely and full of oil, but you're not going to have anywhere to put the oil because... oh, these can be emptied actually. Okay. That's cool. So it seems like I'm going to put an alert on this to notify me if you are less than 75% full. But I don't think this is getting used at all. I think we're getting enough oil from this one to do all of this. And just have a little check to make sure lots of things are running, which they are. These aren't because water is full. That has to be because that pipe is the wrong way around. Yes. Okay. And those are all fine. Okay, that's all looking good. Have you been running? You've been running. Have you been running? Yes, you have. Which does mean we are going to have more fertilizer too going into our fields, which is just great. I say fields, into our beautiful, glorious greenhouses. And it looks like actually we have lots and lots of fertilizer. How is our fertilizer looking up here? It's not filling up here, which is fine. I don't mind that. But if we see that start to fill up, So actually, we want to come over here. Where is our fertilizer to? This one. And you both export out? Yeah, so if we say on one of these, notify me if you are 50% full. And then we know if they start filling up, and we know we need to increase the fertilizer on the fields. I was thinking over here as well, in preparation for medicalness and getting this corn turned into ethanol, I think it is. We are chucking a lot of corn right now, just down into these anaerobic digesters, which is great for fuel gas. We do need a little bit of fuel gas down here. But do we need that much fuel gas? And speaking of, are we starting to get fuel gas stored up? I think we just about are, yes. But we could be turning that corn that we are not using into something more useful, couldn't we? Couldn't we? Well, of course we could. Of course we could. Although saying that, we don't actually have a full belt of corn there. None of these belts are backing up, are they? No, it seems like everything's managing to come through fast enough. I'm getting a little bit of a jam here because of the taters. This one goes all the way to here where it hits this balance. So let's upgrade that one. Do I not have enough parts to unit yet? Oh, I do. That'll just, yeah, because we've got 3 fields trying to empty stuff out of there at the moment. And it's clearly struggling a bit. Let's upgrade this bit as well. The flattenator has nothing to mine. Let's just slow everything. Well, let's just get that belt done. Yeah, nothing is struggling to empty there now. Perfect. Perfect. So these are full of soy, so it's sending soy down here, but we are not actually full of tofu at all. Do we have more tofu in stock now? I mean, we've got 30. 30 isn't a lot. I do wonder if we need to change this. Or maybe just pause this. Just pause that. Because this seems to be working. We need to do a similar thing, I think, with the soy. It's just fitting all of that into this absolute chaos. But let's leave this. So this is going to start filling up slightly more as more soy comes on the belt. Let's just see if that actually starts going up. Right, iron has got nothing left to mine. Oh, there's a tiny little fraction left. There's a tiny little fraction left. We haven't gone up there. That's because that's not in your area. That makes sense. Edit area. Let's just move you to here. So you'll go and do that, and then we want to come back another row. Come down to height 9. Get that bit done. Are we empty up there now? We are finally empty up there. We are not empty there. Why have you done that weird thing again? Let's, oh, bit too much. Let's get rid of, oh, why are you doing that? And then we want to come up here and get this bit. And let's see if that's the end of that. And then we will prioritize filling this bit in. I was also thinking, and I will admit that I did not steal this necessarily, but I did think to myself, that's a good idea. We're going to have this massive space back here. Space for trains. Space for trains to unload. Right behind all of the important stuff. Space for trains. I think that makes sense. Ore sorter is blocked due to full output because we are full of dirt. That makes complete sense. That makes complete sense because we're not doing anything with dirt at the moment. How are we doing up here? It looks like they have dug out all of this area. It's looking pretty rock free. So if we come over to the dirt tower, the dirt dumpometer, yep, and we tell you to, hello, to dump this bit, and then we have to tell this, can't dump anyway, but let's move this over so it's no longer trying to dump in the same area anyway. Excellent. And unfortunately they are going to dig up a whole bunch of dirt with that, but not a lot we can do. Smart mover struggling to find a destination. Oh, did you get yourself stuck, you little clown? Unbelievable. Copper says it's got no place to dump products. Oh, that's because the sorters are full. Yes. Well, they can go and pick up dirt and put it somewhere now. I think we just need to give the trucks a chance to figure out where to do that. Couldn't store the tree saplings. That's fine. Do we want to plant more trees? I don't think we do. We'd need to build another forestry tower just for that. It seems excessive. Right, how are we doing over here? Nope, we are not overly producing soy, even though this has been paused. So I think that was a good idea to pause that belt. I don't think we have any excess soy. It was just getting confused. We should start seeing this hopefully creeping up a little bit. Everything else is looking nice and healthy. Even bread, which is not quite backed up. You've got yourself stuck because you're an idiot. It's fine. So it looks like this bit is now finally clear. And what we will do once they finish doing that is we will prioritize that over this. We'll get rid of all of this and we will tell them all to go over there. I don't think we really need this other dumper tower now. But if they are going to be there and trucks are going to hang around it, we do want to put down some stone surfaces here. Probably down around here. The worst thing with having a rock surface, or, you know, this surface, is that I cannot see where the truck paths are. It's very frustrating. But I think if we do something like this, and this, I think that'll cover most of it. Let's do that. We'll give them something to do with the concrete that I'm sure they're filling up with. Looks like there's a bit more there. So annoying. So annoying. We should have hopefully started getting rid of some of the dirt. Nope. Why not? Because I never actually told it to fill it. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. There we go. Now they can start getting rid of the dirt. And they have done a bit more over here as well. Excellent. So there's not a lot left to do there. Let's just check they have... No, they have not been told to do that bit as well. They need to do that bit as well. Is all of this now okay? Nope. You also need to do another chunk there as well. Probably not that bit. Is all of this now okay? I think so. Oh, I don't know about that. Okay, do that bit. Probably the same there. In fact, take all of that out. That's very close. Let's go back another level there as well. Okay. That still looks very heavily... Oh, that's because they haven't done it yet. That's fine. Okay. Dirt is getting dumped heavily. Trucks are super busy. That's because all the trucks are going around and doing that. We haven't even started doing this yet. Oh, man. Look at this fleet of haul trucks bringing... Oh, man. Look at them all. That's amazing to see. You are still blocked. You are blocked with rock now because everyone's focusing on... Did they prioritize stuff that's Do these towers have a priority? No. Do these boxes have a priority? Priority 9, priority 9. Yeah, they do have a priority, but there's no reason they'd be doing the dirt before anything else. Maybe they prioritized how full it was and the dirt was full first, so they're doing that dirt. Don't know. The flattenator tells me it has finished. It's looking pretty good. I think that's looking pretty good. So the flattenator can now come rectangle up here. Mason is struggling to find a destination. Oh, they've all got themselves stuck, have they? Ah, no, you just can't get over there. Do you need to go over there? No, you do not. So that's fine. You don't need to do that. There is... Oh, there's a tiny little smidgen of a fraction. Wish you could right-click to delete them rather than having to draw a little right-click box every time instead. Right, that would surely be it. Surely. Oh, we did build a new ramp, didn't we? Yeah, there. So we can start digging out that one. Although they are still using it, which is probably useful. We do have trucks coming over here and fill in this in still, which is absolutely fine. It does look pretty dirt-free. Like we've got a little dirt-free row there. I mean, that's amazing. Oh, I'm so happy with that. Oh, they finished doing all that as well. What are you guys? Hold on. Did I do the wrong thing there? I think I must have done. No, 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 no. Stop, 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 stop. Because it was a dumping designation that was outside of a tower's control, I think. Oh, you annoying, annoying little things. Okay, right. So you should no longer be attempting to dump there. I want to see you drive away. Drive away. There we go. Flattenator, you have a tiny bit more to do. For I continue to be an idiot. Let's get rid of all of this. We don't need any of that now. That is surplus to requirements. As is that. Let's get rid of that. As is that. Let's get rid of that. This one is... Oh, they still are dumping over here, actually. And again, it is just rock and slag now, which is fantastic. It probably would be better to actually dig a ramp down at this point and save the dumping so it can go elsewhere. But, you know what? Oh, I don't know, actually, because that is taking up a lot of space, isn't it? And that's a lot of space out of this relatively small area. I do think we do need to dig there instead. So what is this? That's 30. Then that's a massive chunk out of that area. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what's best, actually. Well, for now, we don't want anything being dumped there. We want it all being dumped into our mines. Or mine, for the minute. It looks like that little bit there has gone. It's very hard to tell, but it looks like it's gone. And we can then start filling in, like, oh... Not that bit. We can start filling in like this bit. Which is fine. Which is fine. But now all the trucks are coming down there to dump stuff. Okay, trucks are extremely busy. What is our vehicle limit at the moment? 230. We have no housing. We could build this one, which leaves maybe enough space for a truck to get past. They might have to move this so it's sticking out the other side. Well, let's get one of those done, and we'll see if trucks complain about it. If they do, we will delete this and move. We'll shufty it up. And obviously, that's all going to have to go at some point anyway. But that, as always, is a future man's problem. The flattenator has once again finished doing its good job up here. So this whole area should now be good for filling. So let's come over to the flattenator. We're going to edit your area. We're going to draw you a, we're going to draw you a rectangle, which is going to go there. We are going to get rid of all of that, and all of that, and all of that, and all of that, because it is just erroneous and pointless. We are going to say, I'm going to get rid of all that, and we're going to say that all of that can now be filled to 30. And all of that, and all of that, and a little bit extra there. And then we're going to come over to the dirt tower. And we're going to say, you are now responsible for filling in this. And if we get rid of this, it should all look like lovely brown dirt. And all of you can now come over here and start filling this in. Now, it may be that once we have finished this, that we do actually need to go back and start dumping dirt elsewhere. I just wanted to make sure that we had enough dirt in stock. Oh, iron has finished its little bit. Iron has finished its little bit, and we're still not there. It's getting silly now. I notice there's a little tiny bit there as well. Right. So 5 back to there. Rotate you down. You're not going down to -11. Flatten you off. You can come to there. You can go 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 to there. And then there is a tiny little bit there. There's also a tiny little bit there. I might, regardless of whether this is the last bit here, I think we're getting to such infinitesimal sized chunks that we will just call that at that point. Right, we've got a bunch of extra housing. Excellent. This is still going nicely. We have filled in some of this stuff, which is looking good. I'd like to get this all filled in, really, so it doesn't look so silly. That's a problem for another day. We didn't do anything with the corn, did we? No, we are still chucking corn up there. So let's have a quick look. I think we're getting up to about an hour. So what are you taking? You're taking animal feed, aren't you? So I haven't got to worry about you. Bread has almost backed up. Tofu is basically on the limit. It is ever so slightly increasing, but at no sort of reasonable rate. But that's fine. That's fine. We could release some of this to get it backed up. Like, if we're not getting enough for excess, then why keep any in storage, right? Yeah. Let's get it backed up. Let's do that. And then at some point, we're going to have to increase our soybean production. But if nothing else is filling up... I say that, we do have like 4 anaerobic digesters doing vegetables. And something is... Oh, it's not quite backing up. It's just going back. It's a tiny little bit. Right. Let's come over to corn a second. Because we're just chucking loads of corn down there. Look how much corn's going down there. Corn can be churned into corn mash in a mill. So let's just pop a mill down for a second. You can make corn mash with a little bit of water, which we do have here. Corn mash. Can we feed corn mash to people? I don't think so. Corn mash can be turned with oxygen into ethanol in a fermentation tank. So if we build a fermentation, how much corn meal? You make 9. You will use 12. That's a really horrible ratio. I'm immediately frustrated by that. We would also need an oxygen and air separator. So let's build one of these. You can do 2 of those. We'd probably want 2 of those, which means we now need 24 corn mash. You make 9, so we would need 3 of you. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Control V? Yes. Beautiful. So you would be set to make... Oh, you'd be set to make oxygen. Yeah. You're set to make ethanol. Ethanol is then somewhere... Yes, here. So we'd make the ethanol... Some ethanol here, potentially. And then we'd send that elsewhere to be turned into disinfectant and plastic. We definitely have other ways of making plastic, right? Yeah, naphtha and chlorine. Yes. Yes, we'd make the disinfectant, which goes into medical supplies. We can do medical supplies too already. We've got assembly 4s. Can we use assembly 4s? Can you make it an assembly 3? Yes, okay. So let's start here. You would be set to make 24 medical supplies 2. That needs antibiotics, which needs medical supplies 1, which also gets built in an assembler. Right, so let's just come out of this a second. So you would need to be making antibiotics. Does that only get made in an assembler 4? Ooh, I think it might. No, it says it works there. Oh, it's because I was looking at the wrong thing. Where are antibiotics made? Oh, you're made in a fermentation tank. You need sugar. So we'd also need to get sugar on the go. Okay. Is it that puts it down with the recipe? Yeah, control-click puts it down with the recipe. So you would make 8 antibiotics. You need 12. Oh my god, I hate that. If we did an assembler 4, which needs computing power, and we told you to do this, then it's 24, which is 3 of those. Okay. Then we need computing power, and I don't know where that comes from. So I don't know if that's really an option for us. Right, I'm getting myself very confused. So you need 12. You make 8, so we need 2 of you. We also need 24 medical supplies. You will be making medical supplies. That's fine. So that's a 1-to-1 for that. You need disinfectant, which is made in... Nope. Go back. In an assembler 3. You need 12 disinfectant. You make... Oh, I've done the wrong one. Not you. Disinfectant. Little spray bottle. Doesn't get made in one of those. Got myself confused. Right. Disinfectant is made in a chemical plant. So you need 12. You make 24. Okay. You also need medical equipment, which is made in an assembler. You need 12. You make 6. I'm pretty sure I just saw. You use plastic and steel. You use plastic and ethanol. This is getting complex already. Right, iron has nothing left to mine. Yeah, I do not care about those last little fractional bits. That is absolutely fine. Edit area, come out of here. Let's start getting rid of the rest of this. So this currently comes down to 5. Well, we can tell it to just get rid of this for the minute, can't we? And we'll see where that leaves us. We've also got that bit there. They could also start coming through here. There's little fractions over here. It's sort of pointless. There's also this bit up here. So they could also be coming up here. It's probably too much, but hey diddly ho. And then there is also, there's this bit here, but I'm terrified of doing that. We also need to do that, and that also needs to come back a little bit further up there. There is also a little bit in there, and in there, and in there. Right, that gives them something to do for the minute. We want to focus on this bit, actually. If we can get this bit done, at least we could fill in this whole section. So let's get them focusing on that bit. And here we can now say there's a dumping designation, which is going to be, we're not going to change that, we'll have to get rid of that, which is going to be 4 all the way up there. And get rid of some of this because we don't need that. And really it has to come to about here, at least. Because that's where that is. That is where that is, he said, using correct English. I'm forever correcting my daughter when she's dropping her T's in her words. And I'm forever correcting my daughter, and then every now and then my wife goes, you missed your T, you dropped your T. Right, I don't think those areas are quite crossing over, so that should be fine. Do we care if that is dumped as rock up to level 4? Probably not. It would be nice if it wasn't. No, okay, yeah, no, we do care. We are changing our mind. At some point, we might have to dig everything out. So we want to come up to probably about here. I mean, that's plenty for them to be getting started with. Okay. And now we want to get rid of all of this. You've done great work. Yeah, honestly, it's just fantastic what you've done. Copper has nothing to mine. Oh, we are actually getting really close to having to drop down to the next level, which I have told them to do. But its rectangle doesn't do that. That's fine. Let's get them finishing off this bit here. There is also this bit here. There is also this bit here. And there's more over here, but I guess we'll deal with that when we come down. But that gives them a little bit of something to do. The flattenator has nothing to mine, which means it has lovely straight lines down there now. So now you need to bring all of this down a level. So let's come down here at a 30. And then come down to a 29, and then go flat and say all of that has to be 29, and all of that, and all of that. And there is a little bit of rock just there, so do that bit, and then we need to do this bit, and this bit, and this bit, all of this, and all of this, and all of this, and yep, all of that, all of that. All of that and that one. So this is another first for me as well. I have never, in my Captain of Industry history, which is only like, I think 140 hours now, which is nothing compared to, you know, anyone with a reasonable amount of time in the game. I am super concerned about this iron mine and how much iron we are using. Do we have an iron mine on the map? Bauxite. That's uranium. Quartz. Sulfur. Uranium. Coal. Bauxite. I don't think we do have an iron mine on the map. Limestone. Unless I am blind as a bat. What was that? That was rock, sulfur, bauxite. Yeah, we don't have an iron mine on the map. So, what would we do if our iron ran out? Yeah, they're starting to fill this in. That is wonderful. They're digging out these last little bits over here, which is also wonderful. So if our iron ran out, is there a contract for iron? There's more vehicle parts for iron ore. Or copper. Don't want to do copper. Or servers. Don't really want to do servers either. Okay, yeah. So where did we get to over here? If we wanted 24 medical supplies too, and I suspect we would need more. I don't know if there's a way of it telling us what they would be using. It just says hospitals. If I put down a hospital... clinic. Yeah? So if we just put down a clinic temporarily, is it going to tell us what our total demand is? 18. Oh, it does tell us. That's lovely. If we did medical supplies 1, it would also be 18. Okay. We could do 2 of them and go for 36, but that's fine. Let's just delete that for a minute before it confuses me. So we only need 18 at the moment, but we're definitely going to need more than that in the future. So we would have to plan for 2 of these, I think, at least. Which means we would need more of these. Which means we'd need more of these. Which means we'd need more of these. Which means we need more of those. And possibly more of those because they also take oxygen. What was the oxygen for? Was it just for those? 8, 16, 32. So we only need... Oh no, that's not for that. That's for that. So that's 24 disinfectant because that uses... Oh no, that would be fine. So we'd need 24 and 12. This makes 24. So that's a 1-to-1. That's fine. For the... thing we would need 12, which means actually we still only need 2 of those. Yeah, 12. No, so we need 24, idiot. 8, 16, 24. So we need that many of that. That uses sugar and thingies. This needs 24 and 24. So 6, 12, 24. We would also need 24 of that, which is that. So that's what we'd need to get 2 of them up and running, or at least planned for 2. No compatible plant for mixed cargo. Which one am I looking at here? You've got iron ore, slag and rock. I don't think it's you, is it? So just because this is full, because I mean iron ore, rock, well it doesn't have slag. Rock, slag, dirt. If I just stick iron ore on there, that'll solve that. Is that because they're digging up stuff still? No, they shouldn't be. Okay. What we're looking at over here. And what was all this stuff? What was all this for? Oh, this was just for the corn mash bit. So we need 9 ethanol. Do we just need the 9? Does anything else use the ethanol? No, we'd literally just need 9 ethanol. This doesn't seem like a lot, does it? If we had 9 ethanol, we're making 16 here potentially with that, so that would be fine. And then in terms of the sugar, which is here, sugar uses biomass and obviously sugar cane, and it comes in a food processor. So we'd also need one of these. This would make 12 sugar. We need 12 sugar. So that is everything we would need. We would need to either add more farms, which is potentially possible. If we can get this filled in here a bit, we sort of do have space for 2 more farms. Is one... Wait, the flatinator's already done? Oh, that's just because it hasn't got a big area for the rest of it. We just didn't bother giving it a new area, did we? We can do that. There we go. This is almost done. That is looking fantastic. I do wonder if I should have been saving dirt up for a while, because we were throwing a lot of dirt. Well, a lot of dirt into here. Are you still dumping over here? You absolutely should not be. This is looking great. This is obviously going a bit faster than the other one, purely because there is significantly less depth for us to fill here. So that's looking good. Tree planters are struggling. I don't really care. You're fine. And I'm pretty sure we are well over an hour now. Okay, well this is looking doable. It's looking doable. If we had one of these, and we said we wanted you to do sugarcane, you would make us 36, and we need 15, and we need 36 corn. So if we did sugarcane and corn, nowhere near enough corn. Nowhere near enough corn. If I stuck in another one and another one, no, it doesn't quite work like that, does it? But we could do, so that's 25, 8, that's 9, so that's still enough sugarcane plus corn. Then if I put down another one and did just corn, that's 27 corn plus, so that would give us 40 cornish. 40 corn and 19 sugarcane, assuming we have the fertilizer, which is probably a big assumption right now, I would say. Probably a big assumption. How is all of this going, actually, whilst we're here? It's just about ticking it. They're not quite burning permanently, but it's just about ticking over. We are full of naphtha now, which is probably holding things up a little bit. But we are able to use naphtha to make other things, assuming the diesel is full. Which it pretty much is now, which is lovely to see. But then the naphtha can be used to make fuel gas and hydrogen, and we're full of hydrogen, and the fuel gas is just used to make diesel or hydrogen. So we are just literally getting very full of everything, which is, you know, first world problems. How do I really don't want to burn it off. And it's already in a massive tank. I don't really know what we can do about that. Not a lot, I suspect. Not a lot. Is this sat there with a full... No, it still does have quite a lot in its things, though. That's fine. Right, copper has ran out of things to mine. Well, no, you haven't. You have, because the tower is not covering that area. Boop. There you go. Oh, in fact, if we come over here... Let's just come over here and just tell it to start mining everything down there as well. That's fine. I'm happy with that. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so we probably need to start thinking about finishing up. But we're on the cusp. What is all this? Or is the tree planters? We're on the cusp of getting this done. Do I want to do this in a new location? Or do I want to expand the farms here? If I expand, we're not likely... How many more tiers of construction parts do we get? Search. Construction. Construction 2, Construction 3, Construction 4. No more. Okay. So this area sort of is free. We wouldn't be able to do that one, but we could do that one. And we could do that one when that is filled in. So I think that's probably what we'll look to do. We will move the sapling farm up here. Because I don't really care if that has fertilizer. Are they all full of fertilizer? You've got nothing. You've got some. You've got some. You two don't have any. Is that just because none's ever made it up here? Trying to look... Yeah, the arrows are going the right way. So I think it's just because none's ever made it up there, which is fine. It does sort of suggest if we put more farms up there, they will never get fertilizer either. But hey-ho, hey-ho. We do have fertilizer, organic... Do we want to be using organic fertilizer there? Hold on a second. It is prioritized to go up here, so I'm assuming we are full of organic. No. Wait a second. So we've got organic fertilizer coming down here. We've also got some fertilizer too in the pipe, which is good. Not a lot, but we've got some. Why is this coming down here? It's prioritized to go up here. This one isn't moving. Oh, hello! My word. Well, that's been impacting our fertilizer 2 production for a little while. I'll tell you that for nothing. How has that bush grown there? Miracle bush. That's what you are. You're a miracle bush. Right. So let's just move all of this down here. And then I'm going to pause that belt. And we're just going to start storing up our corn. And you just tell me if you are full. And then I'll build another storage somewhere. This is already a Mark III and it's still struggling to get everything out. That's probably because that's a Mark I. Let's upgrade that one. Because this is a Mark III for crazy, crazy reasons. Yeah, so we are now utilizing all of our soybeans. We should be seeing more tofu in there. It's still not quite full. That's fine. This one is struggling a bit, even though it's 260 belts. That's because that can move 200. That one needs to be upgraded. Okay, that is now clearing. This is now moving a lot faster. Okay, fine. The flattenator has ran out of things to mine. Excellent. Excellent. So, we're going to leave that there because I think this is about at least an hour and 20 now, I think. So the coal mine's being chucked back quite far, but the coal mine is absolutely massive, so that's not too much of a concern. We do have a second or a third iron mine there to go to after this one, and the next one is down there, which is, again, not a lot of iron. There is not a lot of iron. Where's the big iron mine? It's going to be like... Not that, is it? That's bauxite. Do we just not have like a massive iron mine? We have a little bit over here. It's there. Okay. Well, we've got a couple of others we can use in the meantime, so it's not too much of a concern. So, today I think has been quite productive. We have got contracts up and running. We have doubled our oil processing, which is currently a bit stuck just because we are full of diesel. Nope. Why are you stuck? Well, that one's stuck because it's full of diesel. Yeah, because we are actually just full of diesel now, which is great. Fuel gas is nearly full. Naphtha is nearly full as well. I mean, I can't complain too much. It's just all full, which is fine. That's fine. There are worse situations to be in. So I do want you doing the naphtha first, which you are, but we're full of rubber. We have some excess diesel production here to make more naphtha. Should we need that? We have got... Was nuclear this time? No, nuclear was last time, wasn't it? We have researched an upgraded nuclear reactor, which does need to be turned off. Which I'm glad we didn't get rid of the rest of it. Let's just have a very, very quick look at this. So if we wanted to run this, it can use the uranium rods, the same as that one, which uses less spent fuel, produces less spent fuel. So that's 19... Let's just pin this a second. So if we wanted that on that, which is what this is currently producing, isn't it? 192, yes. Oh, would it be less? Because we're then on 200%, right? So I don't think it would actually be less. No. No, it wouldn't. So there's not a lot of... What is this? Automatic power regulation. If enabled, the reactor will adjust its power output automatically based on heat demand. Automation will not exceed the maximum power level set on the slider and cannot drop below the first level. And that requires computing to function. So that's by the by, we don't have that. It uses more workers. Probably uses more maintenance. Yep, about 50% more maintenance. But what's the benefit? I cannot see a benefit to that. Other than using MOX rods, which are plutonium and depleted uranium. Is that what... No, we're producing spent fuel. Oh, the spent fuel gets turned into reprocessed... Okay, this is a whole thing for us to look at next time. So maybe we'll look at... I'm just going to move this because I think it's in the way there. Maybe we'll look at upgrading the nuclear facility and dealing with our fuel, which that's over 10%. That is vaguely concerning. And our depleted uranium is over 50% full. So we do need to look at doing that, I think, probably sooner rather than later. We have finished depleting this section of the iron ore mine and filling that in, which is just wonderful. Which means we've used up all of our rock and everything, but that's amazing. Once we have filled in enough of that and got that topped out to level 4 with some dirt, we can look at actually starting this next tier of housing getting built and getting a lovely little thing in the middle, which will give us a lovely little square of 4, which will be nice. We have looked at planning out medical supplies, because I would love to stop these diseases coming in and ruin everything for me, which will 1, stop the diseases, 2, give me more unity. So that would just be nice. Are we not producing enough water? Are we not providing enough water? It needs 183 water. And it has a Mark 1 pipe? No, it has a Mark 2 pipe, so that should be fine. So we are producing enough water, or providing them enough water. Are we? Are we providing them enough water? I think we need to upgrade this pipe. Because right now it's prioritizing that output, but it can only send 200 there. 50% of that gets sent this way. Some of which goes here, some of which goes down here. Now they're not using a lot. I think that is causing us problems. So I'm going to upgrade that one now. Which should mean more water coming down that pipe, which should mean this actually fills up properly. Yeah, just about. It's just about giving enough water for it to actually start filling up. I'd like to see it go above 2%. Yeah, that is actually filling up now. Okay, so that's good. So we should now start meeting those water demands properly. Food and electric is absolutely fine. And then hospitals. Hospitals is the next thing. What are our edicts at the moment? Where is my lovely captain's office? So we have none of these on. We have maintenance reduced. We have fuel consumption and recycling efficiency. Recycling efficiency, David did recommend bumping up quite a bit. But I don't really want to get rid of our maintenance. We are capable of producing 1.4, and maintenance is currently only about 1,000, however. So maybe we'd be okay to drop that one and up our recycling efficiency. The thing is, it only recycles stuff that goes into these, which is, you know, they do use a lot of mechanical parts and electronics. So it's not a bad thing. But we put so much stuff into other bits which do not get recycled. And this isn't running at all at the moment. Yeah, I don't know. We'll think about that next time. Anyway, so stuff has been done. Contracts, terraforming, planning for medical supplies. It's all looking great. We have had no major problems this time. This is the first video in a while. I think we haven't had some sort of attempted death spiral that the game has chucked at us. It's just all looking great. It's just all looking great, isn't it? I'm so happy with this video. It's gone so well. I'm so surprised. Listen to my voice. I didn't expect it to go like this. Hope you're continuing to enjoy the series. Oh, we expanded the oil as well. I know I've already done all this. I'm just sort of reminding myself as well. Hope you're continuing to enjoy this series. If you are, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, all those amazing things. I will see you next time in Captain of Industry. And as always, thank you very, very much for joining me.